So this one is from Terrible Wanderer. Strange. Has 8.26 thousand subscribers. So Terrible Wanderer says in his video, this is another recommendation video. It's only 10 minutes long. It says the most ridiculous martial arts manga ever made. So let's go. What's this about? Is that the Rock Lee stance? Is that the Rock Lee stance, bro? I'm dead serious. That's Oi Rock. Wait, didn't the dude from Windbreaker with the eye patch do the same thing? What the hell?
I've read a lot of martial arts manga, and this is by far one of the most ridiculous ones I've ever read. And I'm saying that in the nicest way possible, because I've caught up on this manga in about 3 days. Will it stand on top with the greatest martial arts manga? Probably not. But is it a fun and really creative read for a couple weeks? Yeah, I think it is. Tsuyoshi is about one individual who is the definition of absolute strength. He's unrivaled. Nobody can match him. His strength is something that has captured the attention of countries. They notice his strength and see it as a threat.
Not surprised that you
They know that if
won't
they can
lead,
convince
say,
him
Andrew
to join their
Tattoo.
army, then their country will be able to take over the world. So,
Not surprised that YouTube won't say Andrew Tattoo.
they send their strongest fighters, and every single time they are defeated. This man, this warrior, is Tsuyoshi, a gas station cashier. No, seriously. Don't believe me? Just look at this.
Flynn Vassens. Tate.
The one thing about this manga is that it's oddly interesting, and I'm not bashing it, but I'm also not praising it, because it has such a fever dream appeal. I don't think that even makes sense, but hear me out. Tsuyoshi has moments where it's very serious and takes itself seriously, and then it's able to rip that effect and emotions with some stupid funny moment that is kind of funny, but ultimately not really that funny. I haven't said this yet, but this isn't really a recommendation video. I honestly don't know what to call it, but there are things I like about the series and things I don't. This video will have a bit of spoilers, so keep that in mind in case you want to read it. And I think you should read it because you shouldn't let my words or opinions influence yours. Okay, let's start with these.
Not gonna lie, I can see myself not reading this, so it's not too much of a loss on my behalf. But if you guys want to see this, please jump out of here. That even goes for you, Bri. The only reason why I won't stop it for you, my bro, is because we need content. So I don't see myself reading this. If you see yourself reading this, you can jump out of here, Bri, for 10 to 20 minutes, and then I'll say 15 minutes and do that. But if you want to stay here, bro, awesome.
We'll dive into the story a bit more. Tsuyoshi is eventually hunted by China and Russia, and he is being recruited by China and Russia. Yeah, Putin wants him, and Xi Jinping too. It reminds me of when I was reading Baki and Obama came out of nowhere, and then we saw Trump, and then Hillary, and even Biden. And Putin doesn't even have like just a small little glimpse. He's has his own panels where he's doing judo and jujitsu. And that had me thinking, does he actually do judo and jujitsu?
I think so. Yes, he does. He
Guard
does.
dog of the chat stays.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, Rise is guard dog. Let's go.
Flynn Vassens. You won't see me reading much unless it is a requirement to understand the video.
I gotcha. But yeah, he does do judo. Believe it or not, the Putin does do judo.
And that had me thinking, does he actually do judo and jujitsu? So I looked it up. He's a black belt in judo and does sambo and even karate,
LOL.
which is kind of scary, but let's not get into that. We have Tsuyoshi, who is incredibly strong, but all he wants to do is be a painter and get into an art university. He also wants a girlfriend, but that doesn't really work out. And he enjoys Vermeer's paintings, like me. Tsuyoshi is a very nonchalant main character, and he's honestly pushed to the side, and the side characters get more development than him, which isn't a bad thing, but really strange when in this manga we really just want to see him fight and go all out. I know I keep saying Baki and comparing it to Baki, but this is basically if Yujiro was an introvert who hated fighting and just wanted to be a painter. what do you think the government would do? They would try to recruit him and use him for their own benefits to commit several war crimes. But the one thing I can enjoy about this series is Tsuyoshi. He isn't as 2D as I initially thought. It sucks having to deal with guys who stalk people and start speaking illogical things. Not only is he powerful, but his feelings are valid. He doesn't understand why people like violence and why he has to deal with it. And he absolutely hates how people can give up everything for power. Here's an example. I trained so much that my balls disappeared.
What?
This is how I used to dress 6 months ago.
What?
And this is me,
What?
a Stitch Fix style.
Don't you think that's stupid? I honestly don't understand. What's the point of sacrificing that much?
I know someone
That
else
is a
that
stupid
wanted
question.
to be a painter
Everyone
and
knows
failed,
that
but I can't say his name here.
Aw.
to gain something you must sacrifice something.
Ryagasam. LMAO what?
People who sacrifice something so
Bro
important
said he trained so hard his balls are gone.
so easily are the type of people I hate the most. After reading this chapter, I had a lot on my mind. I really love it when mangas make me ask questions and bring up things I've never really thought about. So I asked myself one question. Why do talented individuals dislike what they are great at? I've never been particularly great at anything. Much of what I was good at was due to the amount of time and work I put into it.
I think the reason why
AH.
I think the reason why a lot of people who are talented tends to dislike their work is because it came easy to them. So they don't appreciate it as much as they should. Maybe that's what it is. I could be wrong. But that's just probably what it is. It just came way too easy to them. So they don't see it as a big deal. I don't know. I think that's what it kind of feels like to me, but I could be wrong.
Perspective was refreshing. At first, I believed it stemmed from the lack of stress and pressure that comes with doing something you enjoy. Let's say getting better at the guitar. You have a concert coming up or you're trying to join a band. When you're talented, you don't really have that motivation or that drive pushing you to get better. You're already good and you'll probably end up joining the team or doing good at the concert anyways. Tsuyoshi just doesn't understand. But pretty early into the story, we see Tsuyoshi get angry with Hoshizaki. Tsuyoshi's friends invite him to the studio and we all come to find out that he's gifted in art. All he ever did was sketch and he even got into a university. Yeah, an art school. The same place that Tsuyoshi desperately wants to get into. Are you trying to get into art school? I'm trying, yeah, so what? It must be great to be able to attend art school, huh? Is he angry with me? Now, if only he could convert this thinking and emotions into martial arts. At first glance, whenever you read this manga, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But when you get further into the story, you see and understand his feelings. It's not his fault, it's the circumstances that were given to him. All he wants is to be a painter. It's a different perspective from, let's say, you, or Kenichi, or Oma. They all like to fight and like to get stronger to protect others and themselves. Speaking of Oma, he's in the manga. Well, he's not as cool or important in this manga, but it's always nice to see a crossover now and then. And I know I keep bringing up Baki, but this manga has an underground arena where countries hold tournaments to see who has the strongest. It has hidden details and events that just remind you so much of other mangas, but it has its own take on it, which is something I can respect. It's pretty refreshing, but it's still a love and hate relationship with this manga. It's like, how can you hype up all these characters and then immediately throw them away in the next panel? There's literally a guy called the reincarnation of Li Shi-wen. And he's immediately beaten multiple times. And Li Shi-wen is awesome. Shout out to all my Kenji fans. I plan on making a big video on that manga.
I doubt I can say his name.
And then you have this guy, Lao Lan, who is a master of Tai Chi. Oh wait, maybe I should talk about this in the martial arts. This manga does explain moves and martial arts, but honestly doesn't really give them credit or any accurate description, and sometimes clowns on them a bit. Of course they are over-exaggerated and over the top, but it still clowns on them. So if you don't like that, then don't read this manga, but if you like comedy and gag moments and characters, then go ahead. That's probably where my appeal to this manga goes away. Like I was saying previously, Tsuyoshi uses Tai Chi, which is a Chinese martial arts that is super old and is now used for mobility and health. Tsuyoshi fights Lao Lan, who is also a master of Tai Chi. And they're pretty even, and Lao Lan admits defeat because he notices something about Tsuyoshi that makes him stronger. That's understandable. But then later on, Lao Lan... Hold on. That's enough spoilers. To put it simply, this is a Russian propaganda manga that liked China in the beginning but then forgot about them. The beginning of the story is all about Tai Chi and Chinese martial arts. Then the Russians show up, and then it's all about Russian martial arts. At first, I genuinely thought they would use Krav Maga, but it was something I was unfamiliar with, which was Systema. So I did a bit of research and found out that Systema is designed to create, build, and strengthen your body, your psyche, your family, and your country.
Ask your healthcare provider about it.
Sounds very on brand.
Think you
Sounds very Russian on brand. Not gonna lie, the way that was explained.
big time. The thing
Convalescence.
What does that even
Try
mean?
someone that was
I have
alive
no
in the
idea.
early 1900s.
Oh wait, hold on. They explain it in the manga. Systema is a Russian martial arts that emphasizes breathing techniques and practical combat. They also mention that Systema makes effective strikes appear ineffective and makes ineffective strikes appear effective. Right? Sounds truthful. Then they also mention that Systema is used for manipulation and tricking people's emotions. Right? So far everyone's with me, right? Okay. So is touching or grazing his private areas a technique in Systema? Because it says it is. And I don't want to be hunted down by the Russian government, so if you know anything, please let me know. That's just one example of one of the martial arts mentioned. We learn different
Pixel
martial
Note
arts,
79.
mainly their names and some techniques.
I know, man.
Which is nice and cool,
Just
but
messing
these
with you.
techniques aren't really something you can do in your own room. So if you don't like that, then I advise you not to read this manga. It's like the manga tried to do that and gave up on it. As a fan of martial arts and someone who tries things in manga, it's a bit disappointing, but I won't lie and say that the other side of me didn't enjoy this manga. I know, this is basically throwing all the
Pixel
negative
Note
comments and
79.
opinions I made out the window. But
Systema
this
is
manga
big
never
in
said it was
Korean
an in-depth
manhwa.
and detailed martial arts manga. When you go on Mao, all it says is action and comedy. So I don't know what I was really expecting. It's like if I go to any samurai manga and expect Vagabond. So that's my fault. The fights are cool and fun, the story is very comedic and has a lot of gags and funny moments. The characters are likable and take up most of the screen time, which I don't mind. I've always liked the annoying characters who get better as the time goes on trope. But that's just me. This manga does it pretty well. Even though Tsuyoshi is the main character, he's treated more like Yujiro. Whenever he shows up, you know something is gonna happen or someone's gonna die. I apologize if I keep comparing, but that's really all I can do. It's the best way I can use to describe what I feel when reading this manga. It's like when we see Baki and Pickle fighting, and then we get a panel of Yujiro just drinking whiskey. But instead of Yujiro, it's Tsuyoshi drinking tea with manners and etiquette. And I know that I'm all over the place, and so is this manga. It's honestly just a fun read that doesn't take itself seriously, and you shouldn't take this video seriously. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the love and support. I'm just trying to improve and get better, and hopefully all of you guys are doing the same.
Eventually will.
I actually really like this manga.
Okay, so wait, hold on. That was pretty much Terrible Wanderer. So give him a like, subscribe, share, follow, and comment, and all that great stuff. Also to myself, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys learned something today. So that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.